Hi, I'm John and welcome to another episode of IR Customer Service TV. On today's episode, we're going to cover the IR ratchet style backbands. We're going to go over the basic parts and discuss some common ways of installing these backbands. To begin with, let's discuss the two different kind of backbands that IR offers. The first is the Reggie and the second is the lounge band. There's not a whole lot of difference between these two except that the lounge band is slightly bigger. In fact, it's about an inch wider and an inch taller than the Reggie. That's about the only difference. Years ago, in the past, we have made a different version of this lounge band. It was a thermoform backband with a zippered pouch on the back of the backband here. We no longer make it that style. We make it the same way we make the Reggie with a neoprene cover on it. So if you have one of those older style lounge bands, all the instructions I'm going to cover, it's exactly the same. You have the same parts, same installation techniques. We just make them like this. So if you happen to pick up an older lounge band style in the store, they still have some on the shelf and you pick one up, there's no problem, it'll work just fine. And the dimensions of this backband is almost exactly the same as that old style lounge band, so that shouldn't change at all. Having said that, let's cover the basic components of these IR backbands. And they're the same for all of our backbands. They all have the same parts. The key parts are this. First, you have the ratchets, these clear plastic buckles here that you use to adjust the backband. This is the key of our patented backband system. These allow you to adjust the backband, generally speaking, while you're still in the boat. Many backbands in the past required you hopped out of the boat to install them. Beyond that, we have what we call the ratchet strap. That's a tooth piece of plastic here that fits into the ratchet. And on the end, we have what we call the chuck. Moving along, we have these basic bungee cords right here, and these can be used to stabilize the backband in a boat, and they can be attached to maybe an existing anchor point from your old backband or to your phone wall. In addition, we have what we call the pro straps. These are this 1-inch piece of poly webbing right here on either side. These can be used to attach the backband to the cockpit rim. It's a more advanced way of installing a backband. We're going to cover that in a few minutes. The last part of these backbands, and these usually come separate in the bag, are what we call the adapter straps. The adapter straps are these plasticized piece of webbing right here with some hardware on the end of it. These are required for some kinds of boats that don't have certain features to them. We're going to cover these in a minute as well. So let's cover the most basic, simplest installation of an IR backband. When you get your IR backband, it's going to come with these ratchet straps, and they're going to come pre-installed with this plastic chuck on the end. Now, people ask us, what's this chuck for? Basically, it works like this. This is a seat out of a kayak, and you have the seat itself right here. And then in many plastic rotomolded kayaks, these seats have what we call seat towers. These are the sides of the seat right here that attach to the underside of the kayak. And basically, what you can do with this strap with a chuck on the end of it is that in many cases these seat towers have a slot drilled out of them where the old backband used to be. You can take the old backband out, take this strap with a chuck in the end, and feed it through that slot, and the chuck keeps the ratchet strap from pulling through. You can do all of this without having to take the seat out. I took the seat out for the sake of example right here, but you should be able to do this without having to rip your boat apart. If your seat tower for some reason does not have slots on it, like this here, you can drill them yourself. And once again, you should be able to drill this without having to take the seat out. But basically, what you want to do is take a drill and a 3/16 drill bit and drill a couple holes, and maybe a really sharp razor knife, and connect the two with a slot. This plastic, generally speaking, is very soft, and it's not going to require a great deal of effort to do that. So if you have a seat like this with plastic seat towers, you're in luck. It's a very easy installation. And from there, it's just a matter of whether you want to attach the bungee cords to the back of the boat or use the pro strap. And like I said, we're going to get to this pro strap here in a minute. So let's cover an installation that may involve a seat that does not have these classic seat towers, in which case you're probably going to want to use these adapter straps. The first thing you're going to want to do if you need to do this is you're going to want to take this chuck off this backband here. And you're going to get a 3/16 Allen wrench, and just take this thing off. You're going to be left with a strap like this, and there's probably a washer set inside of this little recess right here at the end of the strap. Whatever you do, keep that washer there, because this will help keep this strap from tearing right here at the end of the hole. But basically at that point what you can do is take this adapter strap here and attach it to the end of the ratchet strap, just like this. And these are very strong, and what they're going to allow you to do is maybe back one of these bolts out right here. And this is what in this case is connecting the seat to the underside of the boat. And you can take this adapter strap and slide it in there, in between the cockpit and the top of the seat, and then put the bolt back through this hole right here. And this will allow you to install the backband like that with the adapter strap in here. If your boat doesn't have seat bolts on top of it, you may have just a simple tab right here, which you may find in a bunch of composite boats. In which case you can just drill a hole right here to the side of that tab and attach the ratchet strap just like that. Or you may find that it's too long with adapter strap on there, in which case you can just simply drill a hole and once again keeping that little washer in the inset here, attach the strap right to the tab itself, just like that. And then you can install the backband onto that. Okay, once you have the backband installed into your boat, the next thing we need to do is fix that backband so it won't move around. The simplest way to do that is using the bungee cords that come with these units. It should be noted that these bungee cords can be adjusted to any length, and to do that what you want to do is grab that hook, and there's actually a collar on the end of the hook right here. And you can pull that collar off, and then this hook can be removed. You can trim this thing to any length you want. Then you might want to burn the edge to make sure it doesn't fray out. You're going to put the hook back on and push that collar back on, and it'll be firmly attached. Basically what you're trying to do with these bungees is stabilize this backband so it doesn't move around too much as you get in and out of the boat. And there's no real right or wrong answer to do this. I mean, every boat usually has some kind of attachment point where a backband was installed at some point. Some suggestions though, if you want to add a new attachment point, or if your boat didn't come with any. One thing you can do is, in the case of like this rim right here, you can actually drill a couple holes into the edge of the rim right here where it wraps around, and it won't hurt the boat at all. You can put these bungees through here and tie them off. Another old school trick that we used to do when building boats in the old days is you can take your foam wall, and once again you can do this without taking the foam wall out of the boat, but take a piece of pipe, and just even a PVC pipe will work just fine. You can push this PVC pipe through the wall, punch out the center, and then pass the bungee cord through that, and this PVC pipe will keep that bungee from pulling through the soft foam. Another trick to try, if you have a composite boat like a fiberglass sea kayak, and there's no attachment points on there, is you can rough up the underside of the boat with some sandpaper, and then take a piece of parachute cord like this and fray the ends, and you can blob these up with epoxy. You can get epoxy at the hardware store, and then actually stick that to the roughed up underside of the boat where you sanded it with sandpaper, and let it cure. You can actually hold it in place with a piece of clear packing tape, and when it dries you can peel the packing tape off. That'll make a very, very secure anchor point as well. Another suggestion. But basically the bungee cords are the easiest, quickest way to firm up this backband in the boat. If you want to try something more advanced and a little more high performance, we'll move on to these pro straps here.